If you're going to work today, where are you going to work? Following the pandemic, lots of employers have been continuing to offer the opportunity of people working from home.
But Boots has become the latest company to end remote working for its office-based staff. Nina is here with the details, so everybody back into the office.
Yeah, just as the law on it is about to change. Yes, good morning. Boots, a very recognisable name on the high street, employing more than 50,000 people in the UK. They say that being in the office develops team spirit and have told their 4,000 or so office staff they should be in there 5 days a week from September. They will be allowed to work from home when it's necessary for the business or for personal reasons. And, of course, most of their staff are in store or at warehouses. It is an interesting development, though, following the post-COVID work-from-home revolution. So Amazon, Nationwide and Meta have all announced similar moves recently. And perhaps ironically, even the video conferencing company Zoom, which has had a huge impact on even being able to work from home, well, they've asked their staff to spend more time in the office. So are we seeing the slow decline of working from home when some are just scaling it back? For example, Nationwide is asking employees now to be in for at least 2 days a week. And according to the latest statistics, 28% of workers say they work a mix of the office and at home. So do you get to choose? Well, as things stand, you have to have worked for a company for 26 weeks before asking to work from home. But from April, you can ask for this from day one and ask for changes to your working pattern twice a year. Important detail, your employer will be able to say no, but they will have to consult with each employee before flatly refusing. Let's speak then to HR expert Kate Palmer to get her take on it. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
I'm thinking about the Boots staff this morning who might have structured their lives around working from home. Wrap around childcare, walking the dog, getting rid of the second car. Can your bosses just make these big changes?
Yeah, I mean, the baseline is that ultimately an employer can force the staff to return to the office, to return to the workplace. But obviously there's wider ramifications when you're doing that for the very reasons that you said there. You might have built your life around it, childcare, you know, you've saved a lot of money on commuting. So whilst it's the simple point is you can, it's the wider ramifications and repercussions of that for your workforce.
So legally, where do you stand and how are things about to change in the next few weeks?
Yeah, so as you said there, right now you can make a request for flexible working if you've got 26 weeks continuous service. As of the 6th of April, that will become a day one right. So you can literally start today and walk in the office and at 10 o'clock give your flexible working request to your boss and say, I want to work from home. And that's changing. Right now as well, you can make one request to work from home or flexible working request per annum. That will change to 2 from the 6th of April. So it's going to broaden your rights. It's going to create an influx of requests from your staff as well.
Creating the right to make the request is different to having the right to work from home, though.
Yeah, absolutely. You can make the request. That is a statutory right. However, an employer has 8 prescribed reasons to refuse that request. So again, it remains within the employer's gift, within their hands to decide if that works for them operationally, for their industry, in the context of their success and growth. So yeah, it's ultimately their choice as to whether they refuse it, but they've got to have really strong business grounds aligned to one of the 8 prescribed reasons, such as a detrimental impact on performance.
What would your options be if you don't agree with your employer, if you think it's a grey area? How do you go about proving that they're wrong on those 8 points?
So you will have the right to appeal. You have that now. You will continue to have that. Again, the employer can refuse that request on the grounds of the 8 reasons, as aforementioned. However, then if you're still unhappy with the outcome, which many employees will be, your next step would be potentially to raise a grievance. Look, no one wants to get there in the workplace, so it's not ideal for or conducive for anyone, but that would be your next step. Again, you'd have to go through a full process, an outcome would be given, and then ultimately the employer has to decide what they do with that decision and go from there. Could be a resignation, it could be that they accept it and life moves on, but that's all to be seen.
Yeah, and we'll see how it rolls out. Finally, is there any evidence around productivity when we work from home or come into the office? Because it's so interesting that these large companies have instigated a U-turn on it. Yeah,
you know, it's so industry and case specific and it's so divisive. Even on the way here, I had a really good debate with a taxi driver on it. You know, it really does press buttons and people have extreme opinions on it. Some people are more productive in the office, some people are more productive at home. That's what I've seen with our clients.
And some jobs it just doesn't work. John Kay keeps asking the boss if he can work from home. He's got himself a red sofa in your
Wouldn't
living
that
room,
be nice?
haven't you?
Yeah. But it's interesting. I guess there are younger people who've started work since the pandemic, or people who've changed jobs who've only ever known working from home, and then it starts changing.
It is very true. I've seen graduates start a job and they've never been in the workplace, never collaborated with a team member in person, which, you know, what does that say for social interactivity? That can't be positive. So, you know, it is influenced by demographics, age as well.
It's so subjective, isn't it? I know that I like coming into the office, I like seeing people, but everybody's completely different. We want to hear from you on this. Do you look for flexible or hybrid working when applying for taking a job? Get in touch with us in all the usual ways. Be really interesting to hear the audience's
We're
thoughts
happy for you
on
to
this
work from
one.
home, actually. Every day.
You do say that a lot, actually, John.
He doesn't mean it. He's just being mean. I would drive myself mad working from home. I
Yeah.
definitely need to come into the office.
I'd never be out of my pyjamas.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.